Okay, the hearing the February 19, 2026 meeting of the Historic Resource Commission is now called to order. I am chairing tonight. Clyde Henry, our chair, and our vice chair are absent, and so I am a past chair. The next business meeting will be on Thursday, March 5th at 2026 at 12 p.m. at 111 North Front Street, second floor, room 205. The next hearing will be Thursday, March 19th, 2026 at 4 p.m. 111 North Front Street, second floor, room 204. Next item is the swearing of the staff. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony this evening?
I do. Jacqueline Mizell.
Next, we'll have the introduction of the commissioners. Starting.
Hi, my name is Bharat Basti.
Mike Fort.
Cynthia Hunt.
And again, Clyde Henry.
Megha Sinha.
Is there anything on public forum tonight?
No items for public forum.
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is the approval of the staff approvals. Do I hear a motion?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Next item is the approval of the last minutes for January 15th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, the motion is passed. We move on to the applications for certificates of appropriateness. Would you present the first one at 1340 Biden Road?
Sure. Do we want to have the applicant come and swear in?
Got moved to staff approval.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the first one was moved to staff approval. I didn't hear your address. Sorry.
Okay.
The applicant's not here.
The second item, 159 West Jefferson Place. Is there someone here for that? If not, we'll skip ahead. Item 3 has been withdrawn. Item 4, 696 Bank Street. Is there someone here for that? Would you come forward?
This meeting, you guys get to speak in. Not like the last one.
Yeah, first, no, you're good. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony this evening?
Yes.
Would you then state your name and your connection with the project? Okay.
I'm Friday, first name F-A-N-Y-I, last name is D-U-T, and the portfolio.
Okay, have a seat. Yes, right there. And
Okay, let's do the staff report. All right, so this application for 696 Bank Street is proposing remove existing wood windows and doors per the submitted materials. The applicant has installed new Alliance 1/1 fiberglass windows in black. These windows are not on the approved windows list. They have also installed new 2-panel fiberglass and full light doors. The doors are also painted black. A transom on the rear elevation entry has been removed and replaced, which has reduced the existing opening. The applicant proposes replacing the basement windows with glass block. This replacement has not been completed. This application is a result of a code violation. The applicant recently purchased the property and was unaware that they were in a historic district. They informed HBO staff that the first floor windows were fully destroyed or damaged and replaced due to weathering. The Preservation Office informed the applicant that since this work was performed prior to approval and the windows that have been installed are not in the approved windows list, the commission may require the windows to be replaced with something from that approved windows list. And then regarding the proposed glass block, staff's opinion there is that they're not appropriate option for basement window replacement or infill. And then we have some information on the approved windows list, but I'll skip ahead with that unless the commission prefer that be read aloud. And at the February business meeting, the commission stated that they had not approved glass block for install previously and stated that downsizing the door would be a non-starter. The commission asked if the applicant was wanting to pursue the installed windows as a test case since they are not on the approved windows list. And then if so, the commission will need more details on the windows installed, such as overall sizing and more detailed measurements of windows, rails, and styles. The commission had asked if the applicant could send more detailed photos of the windows installed from outside and inside in order to see the finished look of the windows in the existing openings. The staff recommendation for this application is to recommend continuing application COA 2501350 at 696 South Bank Street in the Brewery Historic District to allow the applicant time to submit revised materials to be closer to in compliance with current city code and guidelines. Or approve application COA 2501350 as amended with the following conditions, and that is the windows be replaced with windows from the approved windows list to fit the existing openings. And the revised window schedule is submitted to HBO staff for final review and approval. That replacement of the rear door to install a separate door and transom unit in order to correct the reduction in the current opening, and that any basement windows are replaced with a window from the approved windows list as opposed to a glass block, as glass block is not permitted in historic districts for window infill. The basis for the staff recommendation is the City Code 3116.11, Standards for Alteration, specifically numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 11, and 12, and then the guidelines regarding windows and the guideline amendments also regarding windows. Thank you.
Would you like to add anything?
Yes, there's several items that I want to add for this application. First thing is actually last week, the house was broken again by a homeless people and he started living in there. He destroyed even the new window, he destroyed one new window again. So he also destroyed one bathroom. So that's actually the original idea came up when we tried to replace the basement window as glass block, because we also see someone break in from the basement window. So we think if we change to glass block, that may stop, anyone can break in. That's the only reason we were thinking to replace the basement window as a glass block. No other reason. Yeah.
You said this time the break-in was in one of the new windows, not?
Yeah, they destroyed one new window for first floor and then breaking and then destroyed one bathroom and living there too.
As far as the basement goes,
Yeah.
you can block them up behind the window. You cannot
Yeah.
put in glass block.
Yeah.
You can put in a window. You can then paint the window black and then put whatever you want behind
Like
it.
a
on the
metal
inside.
bar. Yeah.
Put bars on the inside. You
Yeah.
can do whatever you want to,
That's the thing I
inside.
think. Yeah.
but the outside to look like a window.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, last time we were here for the business meeting, I think, okay, this glass block may be not a good idea. Instead of that, so maybe we can do regular window and then we put some like a metal frame inside.
On the inside.
Yeah, but
But you can't see it from the outside.
yeah. Then stable to the side concrete, make it pretty solid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because our commission is only concerned with the outside of the building.
I totally understand. Yeah.
Inside's all yours.
Yeah.
What about the door
Uh-huh.
and the windows? Are you willing to change those to be in alignment with the approved list?
So actually the windows and the doors that we use, they are pretty very good quality one, not the very basic one. But at that time, we don't know this is a historic building. We have to follow anything. We just want to make this property value, keep the value there. So we ordered the very good brand and quality window.
Were the openings of the window changed?
No, nothing changed. Even style keep exactly same. Only the color changed from white to black.
Black. And historically, black was a typical window for a lot of buildings. Have you had a chance to review the windows at all?
I think, so part of the staff report I'm seeing, we'll need some additional like close-ups of the windows that have been installed, some detailing to see if they kind of follow that historic window formation. The other part I'm seeing is regarding like the transom and the door. So, oh, here we go. We have a photo of what it previously looked like. Oh, and I kind of scrolled up there. Typically the transom, there's a mullion in between the transom and the door, separate units. So it seems to me like they have been installed as an integrated unit, which will typically downsize the transom window size. And I'll click back over here, so we just get a view of that. From what I'm seeing, the windows themselves, I don't believe the non-transom windows have been downsized, so it's more of, do they meet those details, the dimensions, the proportions to replace historic windows?
All the windows replaced?
Yes, for this building, yes.
All of the windows are replaced?
Including the attic one, but the basement window that we didn't
They're not
touch it
replaced.
yet.
But you haven't looked at these windows to know, Jacqueline, to know if they look like they could be accepted as an approved window.
Yeah, I don't think we have the close-up details that we would really want to have to view if, do they have miter joints or, what are the proportions of some of the rails and stiles?
So do you understand the question?
Mm.
I'm saying? If you want to submit your windows to be on the approved list, we're
Mhm.
open to that.
Mhm.
But she needs more information before we can make that determination.
So basically, we need to provide more information regarding this brand and material, everything.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Brand materiality, size,
Uh-huh.
thickness of the metal that's around it, all of that stuff, because
Yeah.
the windows might look good this way, but we're trying to match
Yeah.
closest to what it was.
Uh-huh.
And we have a list of windows, new windows that you could put, but you've not put something that's on the list. It doesn't mean that your window is not probably good.
Yeah, I
But we need to
totally
look at it and make
understand.
sure it is close to what we would approve.
Yes,
So if you
yes.
could work with staff and give
Uh-huh.
them all the details that they need, ask them specifically what they need,
Uh-huh.
and give them the information, then they can study and tell us if it
Yeah, sure,
matches.
no problem for that.
So no
And then
guarantee.
yeah.
Yeah, and we actually, she owned the side duplex building too. She purchased that as a kit. So there's a side duplex on the same area on the other side. So we didn't do anything for that. For that one, we will provide all the application, make sure it's on the same page with the city and the historical department. Then we can do some work after the approved.
So we still left with the door though.
Yeah, and before we move on for the windows, one thing I do notice for these like fascia windows up here, they do look like they had divided lights in this previous iteration, so I just want to point that out. It looks like a 2-light windows for right there, and it looks like they have been replaced with maybe a single light.
So you would have to add a
Uh,
piece to the window.
Yeah, and there's, okay, we will do it.
I mean, if we're going to approve it,
Yeah,
But
don't
it-
do anything extra right
Right.
now.
Okay, yeah.
make sure that the detailed information, particularly the measurements, are important.
Uh-huh.
Then we'd be able to consider it.
I see. Yeah.
So let's talk about the door a little bit. How do people feel about that?
Not good.
What did you say?
I said not good.
Not good.
Big gap at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see on the door there where there's a big black area above the window
I see.
and how different that is from the
The old one, yeah, I
from the
understand.
old one.
Mhm.
So your proportions of the building has changed.
Uh-huh,
And when the building was built,
uh-huh,
they would never have had
okay.
that big.
Yes, I think, so this is a 8 feet, like 96-inch one. We may have to customize to a 102-inch high one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one we can replace new one, there's no problem for it.
Yeah, the how does everybody feel about not the transom window, but just the door itself?
Do we have images of what the original was?
It was a half light before.
Oh.
It's a full light now.
Yeah.
Again, what have you guys done in the past with half to full light?
We don't usually get a lot of requests to put a full light.
I worry about safety if you're gonna go to a full light.
I agree.
Yeah. Can you blow that up a little bit, see if we
Yeah.
can tell if that's was the original door to begin with?
Sure.
I mean, it looks like the type of door that would have been on there.
Yeah. I agree.
It looks like it has panels underneath it.
Yep.
Is there a storm? No, I think we're seeing the storm in the front.
Yeah, there's a
Just don't
storm
go.
on it, but if you look through the bottom of the storm there,
Yeah.
it looks like there's maybe 4 panels,
Mhm.
2 horizontal and 2 vertical,
Mhm.
right underneath the half window. I guess full pane would have also been common in that era.
Are you considering, just based on the feedback, sounds like you're considering replacing this door anyway?
Yeah, we accept if we are required to replace the door, there's no problem. We will just go
Okay.
ahead to replace it.
Okay,
Both doors or just the one?
That's what I was wondering
Yeah.
too.
Because they look different now, I think.
so,
Yeah, the other door, I think that's the
Side door.
storm we're seeing again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So,
but I don't think this is a 4-panel as he was describing. it. It's hard to tell. We need a picture of both of them.
The other previously and now same style.
So did you change the other one?
Yeah, the other we changed to the new one, but exactly same style.
Okay.
Solid, no like glass.
does your
That's
other
a solid
door have a
door.
transom atop?
I forget actually.
I think it looks like it
Think
does. It's
so,
behind the
yeah.
canopy.
I agree.
So I think what would be helpful, at least for me, is if you took for the doors,
Uh-huh,
like clear pictures.
uh-huh.
Without the storm.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, just, like a front elevation without
Mhm.
any angles, a straight picture of both the doors.
mhm,
Put it next to maybe the existing
mhm.
photos or whatever. And then I think we can look at the whole, and then again, with that information about each window, the details, maybe we just need more information before we make a decision. So don't go and change anything right now
Mhm.
till you submit information and we can all look at it and then we can decide. But if you're willing to change the road, that's great, but let us at least tell you what and how, because we're not sure what it is right now.
So it's door and
Right.
transom.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the top part as well as the door. the whole
And for
thing.
both doors.
Right,
Okay.
for both doors.
right.
Mhm.
And when you photograph the doors, open the storm door so we can see
The actual door.
the original door.
I think now we didn't install any storm door.
We don't have.
That's right, the door is gone. So we
Yeah.
can't do that. They can't photograph because the door is gone. It's been replaced.
The existing, I'm just thinking, we need pictures even of the existing, both the doors, like what they've done currently.
Right, what they've done, right, currently,
Including
because,
the gap.
right. Right, okay.
Are you planning to install storm doors?
No.
No. Yeah, I think let's just get all the information and maybe continuing the application.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there anything the applicant should work on besides the documentation in the meantime that would be helpful? I know we were talking about those upper windows, if it's helpful for them to propose, like a divider or something for the commission to look at.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We can add that divider, no problem. Yeah.
What you need when you come back is you need a detailed proposal
Mhm,
showing those upper windows
mhm,
and how you propose to fix that.
mhm,
And the information on the windows you put in,
mhm,
and then the information on how you are going to replace the doors
mhm,
to make them work historically.
Mhm.
And staff will work with you
mhm,
on it, but just keep working with them and make sure that all the information is submitted.
mhm,
And so we won't, if it's okay with you, we won't vote tonight then,
mhm.
because,
Yeah.
you know, and then, so we will, move on with, or we'll
Continue.
continue.
There is-
I have one more quick question. So for all other windows, there are no grid. Only the attic small windows have a vertical grid. So from the continuously concern, should we do grid or maybe no grid looks continuous?
The original windows that were in there were just one over ones, right?
They were 1/1s, yeah.
So you match the original window.
So for this one, actually, the window is normal. It's only the brick outside is arch. So this keeps same look.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so don't do anything about this yet till we understand what the windows are, the quality, the thickness, we need to know that. But for
Okay.
the top windows,
Uh-huh.
propose to us how you
Mhm.
will fix that. So we need drawings to show how you will add the vertical element.
Right, it's a vertical mullion.
Yeah, just the vertical element. And then same thing with the basement. Just, I mean, that would be good to know too, what do you plan to do with the basement windows?
Yeah.
Again, just on the outside, we just care about the outside, but if you can even submit that as a drawing or whatever,
Yeah.
so we can make that approval for you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just match the original.
Yeah.
So if there was an extra
Understand.
line there, match it.
Yeah,
The
understand.
other ones were
Yeah.
one piece of glass over one piece of glass, match that.
Yeah. Mhm.
And Jacqueline or Morgan, who's normally here,
Uh-huh.
will be incredibly helpful to you. If you can get stuff to them early,
That's great.
they'll give you a sense of if you're.
I appreciate.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
So we will,
Move to continue?
yes.
Yeah.
I have a motion to continue. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Any discussion on the continuance? Nope. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. And so we will, the motion passes. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you for working with us.
Do what we can to get this worked out.
Yeah.
Staff
Staff will follow up with a hearing letter, but this is also, should be live streamed.
Item 5 and 6. Do we do continuance on those or do we just table those?
Yeah, I think either or. So just for update, the applicant for number 5 and 6 on the agenda reached out today and let us know they're basically wanting to, I guess, potentially withdraw. So possibly table because they are in contract. So it's unclear if they're going to come back or not.
Okay, so why don't we continue those two?
Table, you said?
Should we table or continue? I'm trying to think.
So usually the only time we use table is if it's going to take a while to come back. I mean, either would be okay.
So let's continue. So make a motion to continue applications 5 and 6.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
I do have a question from Jacqueline. They're trying to negotiate a contract for what?
Selling the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were buying something else
Yeah.
or what was going on.
No, I think it's in contingent and they're expecting it to go through. So they've asked to be off the agenda for this evening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I hope the new buyers know it's a historical district. Let's see. Has anyone come in for 159 West Jefferson? Jeffrey Place? Let's see anybody come in. Okay, moving up to item 7. Is someone here for 795 South Front Street?
794.
794, thank you. Front Street. You raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony this evening? Thank you. Please state your name and your connection with the project.
Oh, sorry, can you turn your microphone on? Sorry. Thank you.
John Oni, Architectural Alliance, architect for the project.
Great. Thank you. Have a seat.
Okay, this application for 794 South Front Street is proposing exterior alterations. So we've divided this up by elevations. We have the north elevation, the west elevation, and the south elevation. So north, removing portions of CMU block for 2 new storefront windows, removing existing coping, removing existing ephes, install new parapet with metal coping where the previous coping was removed, install new brick veneer per the submitted materials, install 2 new storefront windows with sandstone lintels and sills, On the west elevation, the proposal is to remove existing ephes and trim and to remove portions of CMU block for 3 new storefront windows, to remove existing concrete steps, existing entry, brick veneer, brick retaining wall and coping, to install new parapet with metal coping where the previous one was removed, to install a new brick veneer over the existing CMU wall, to install 3 new storefront windows with sandstone lintels and sills and new window openings, and to install new black wrought iron fence with brick veneer piers. The piers would be 4 foot 4 inches in height. For the south elevation, the proposal is to remove portions of CMU block for 1 storefront opening, 1 door, and 1 garage door opening, to remove existing coping, install new full view overhead garage door, install 2 new full light man doors, install new storefront window door entry system, install new wrought iron guardrail with a black finish, and the existing windows above the proposed garage door are proposed to remain. So according to Sanborn maps and parcel sheets, these indicate that 1 concrete block lodge hall was present in around 1951. The building was later connected to the property to the east facing Wall Street that was constructed in 1956. Staff also notes that after looking through Street View, the south elevation has previously been altered with 2 current garage door openings that were installed sometime between 2017 and 2019, but we could not locate a COA for the creation of those 2 garage door openings. Since the addition has undergone previous alterations, HBO staff supports the current changes to the single-story addition. For the proposed new garage door opening and man door opening on the 2nd story portion of the building, since the elevation currently has 2 garage doors installed, we would recommend not to create additional openings on the 1951 structure. The reasoning for proposing the additional garage door on this elevation when there are currently 2 should be discussed further by the Commission. At the February business meeting, the Commission asked where the stone mason-made product is proposed to be used, noting that this type of stone and application of stone has not been appropriate to use in the district previously. The Commission recommended the applicant look into mortar option stone as opposed to a dry stack stone detail. The Commissioners asked for a more detailed site plan that includes fence and landscaping details. The Commission asked the applicant to clarify the railing guardrail detail design, if it's to be vertical or horizontal, and then with drawings showing horizontal, but the product sheet shows vertical. The Commission asked if the applicant could show the height of the guardrail as well as the fence. The Commission asked HBO staff to identify the age of the buildings. The Commission asked the applicant to supply interior photos of the area where they are proposing to put the man door and garage door so that the Commission can see what is behind the current stucco as well as the addition portion. The Commissioners asked if the applicant could provide section drawings for the sandstone and brick detail for the new window openings, and the Commission requested a coping detail to be provided. The Commission stated that if the applicant is proposing future signage for the property, the applicant will need to come back with a new application for future review by the Commission. Following the business meeting feedback, the applicant has provided the following updates: a landscape detail with fencing in the site plan, a section drawing, interior photos of the proposed area of work. They have updated the water table material to a natural limestone veneer, and the guardrail has been revised to be 42 inches in height and horizontal in design. The staff recommendation is to recommend approval of application COA 26-00044 at 794 South Front Street in the Brewery District, as submitted with the following clarifications, and that is guardrail to be vertical pickets instead of horizontal to be more in line with the guidelines on fencing. The basis for the staff recommendation is the City Code 3116.11 standards for alteration, specifically numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 11, and 12, and then the guidelines regarding fences. And with that, I'll turn over to the Commission.
Thank you. Do I add anything?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we listened, we were at the preliminary meeting last week and I believe responded with items that were requested. In regards to the addition of the overhead door in the south elevation, if you look back to the original pictures, the office area and the Wall Street location, go back one more. There. The man door is where customers would drop off go do their paperwork. The little window there is the office, and there was an overhead door there where customers would drop off their rugs. This is a walk-off mat where they cleaned rugs for 4 generations. So in moving the office to better serve the customers and get the traffic off of Wall Street where it's very congested, the idea was to go ahead and move the office to the Front Street location and recreate the customer drop-off area on the lot on the south driveway that you see there. With that was a necessity to add an overhead door so that customers dropping off could, in weather conditions, bring those rugs in and have a place to do that as they did before. The two existing garage doors are, as they are used for and have been used for when they load the trucks in the morning and unload in night and bring the rugs in to be stored to clean and redelivered. Those doors are active at those times. So that was the reason to add the third overhead door for customers rather than have that on Wall Street. In regards to the horizontal vertical railing, if you remember, we did do the wrought iron vertical railing on Front Street to match the existing. We have no problem doing vertical. That maybe makes more sense than the horizontal. It was simply drawn both ways. So with that, just a little history of this building. It did undergo a fire, a very severe fire where all the internal cleaning equipments had to be redone. In that area where the drop-off was it was time to, after the remodel for the equipment, to go ahead and try to upgrade the customer experience. So that drove everything. So we did do renderings. I know if we saw those before, if we could pull those up just briefly. I know you looked at them before. And I think they were, felt they were appropriate.
Okay, comment by the commissioners. It's
So if the,
I just mentioned all the details there in the wall sections and the wainscoting and the water table. We did to go to a mortar product, mortar joints rather than a dry lay, and did that in a limestone to match the headers and the coping that you see there.
is there a picture of that, of the product?
In the rendering, there you go, the rendering, I guess. The next one was a better shot, yes. And that railing would be moved to vertical rather than horizontal that you see at the grade change.
You were saying?
I was saying, so the railing is sorted. Then the other thing would be the new opening that you're creating because you're moving the customer experience on the Front Street side. You're creating a new opening, right?
Not on Front Street.
Where is your new opening?
It's on South Street. You see a man door where the push person is there by the overhead door. There's a man door where the customers would walk in, do the paperwork, then when they bring the rugs, they would go through the overhead door that's adjacent to where that office is.
Really to the parking lot, right? Not to the street?
Pardon?
It's really to the parking lot, not to the street?
Yeah, it's the driveway. The parking is to the south there. You don't see it in the rendering. Correct.
So that's the point of contention, I think.
Yeah, because you do, I mean, from the street, you can see it.
Right.
And fundamentally, whether one likes that era for building facade or not, the question is, are we okay with new openings?
Are there any, in addition to that, are there any other new openings or openings that have been modified in terms of their size?
No,
It's just that one single man door, right?
in an overhead door on the south side.
So those two.
Yes, there would be a new overhead door for custom, yeah. Yes, correct.
And the other two other garages?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, there's a door that goes, there's two man doors, I'm sorry. The one goes into the warehousing where they bring their product, the other goes directly into the office.
Where's the other one?
Correct,
Okay.
That's new as well,
yes,
within a opening, an existing.
correct.
Yeah, so
Is
that,
it existing or new? Is that opening existing or new?
It's new. You go to the old rendering, I think it was just an old stucco.
Yeah,
You have
just a black
existing
wall.
pictures.
The three new openings.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
No,
I
that's okay.
forgot.
That's okay. We're just trying to make sure we're.
Oh, I
understanding
totally
everything.
forgot about that door. If you go back to that, it's just a stucco over masonry.
oh, so the whole thing is going to be a new opening there.
Correct.
Hmm. I mean, it is a side elevation, side wall.
I'm a little troubled, although it's not something I'd follow my sword about, that you got the two dark solid openings and then you go to this big window opening for a garage door. Do you
And
need it to be glass?
Which door?
The new garage door?
No, it would at least need one row of light panel
Okay.
Yeah.
but
Bring up
Yeah.
that rendering again, because it may just be the rendering. Is the glass all matched there on the doors or what's going on? Are the two
Matched.
doors going to be dark and one door light?
So it looks like
The overhead doors?
no, the other overhead doors they're light, I believe. They're white.
Okay, because your rendering is showing you got two black doors and one white.
Oh, I'm sorry. They just showed that as the rendering to show it was a door. The doors, when they're closed, are white. When they're open, you just see into the dark
How
warehouse.
much do they look different or alike? with the new
Well,
one?
we did a full visual glass door
Uh-huh.
for the overhead door, what you'd see in a kind of auto service.
They're not. is what you're saying. The
Pardon?
two existing ones are not a full overhead
No,
glass.
they're just white doors. I believe they do have a light in them.
Mhm.
I don't know if the rendering shows when they're closed, because yeah, if you want to change the new door to white, as long as we can have a light panel, that doesn't hurt in the operation of the building.
I'm just wanting to make it look like they belong together.
Yeah,
That's just my.
understand. Yeah.
so,
We,
I guess
we,
what-
our thoughts in doing that, just to show the windows above, just the punch outs on the upper part, clear story, or have a dark bronze grid. We were just trying to match that in the door and make it appear more like a customer door rather than a warehouse door. So that if you want us to go back, that's fine, as long as we can we can make them white to match with one row of lights. That's the preference.
so I guess the design is a secondary thing. First is, are we okay with the openings? If you're okay with the openings, then we can talk design.
Yeah, I trying to rationalize this, but it's it all seems to make a lot of sense, and I think there is some credibility to say that this is really opening into a service area. It's not opening directly onto the street. And in the past, we have been a lot more liberal where openings, especially garage doors and stuff, were opening into the service area,
Alleys and stuff.
alleys, service areas, parking lots, delivery areas, things like that. This is sort of halfway between that because it's a little bit more visible, but it's not right on the street. And this really is a service area. You pull into it, it's a drive up for the customers, so it's off the street. So I think I can be okay with it. I think I can look at it as other things that we have done precedence with and say this is,
As I said.
on the
I wouldn't follow
border.
my sword, so.
but
I mean, the other logic we've also used is architecturally or historically, which are like key facades that
Mhm.
have elements that,
Right.
we want to preserve. And so it's just a blank wall.
and the overall building is going to be greatly improved, I
Yeah,
think.
so that,
I mean, this is brewery district, so I mean, are you feeling okay with it as a brewery district type building?
As you know, I think of the Brewery District as the differences are actually to be celebrated in many cases.
Yeah. The brewery district is kind of unique in that
Very much so,
it's,
industrial.
yeah, it's much more of a blend of
right.
a fabric of diversity than other districts are.
Okay,
Yes.
so then I guess we all agree, and then we talk design.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think that logic makes sense. It's
Yeah.
it's back of the building. It sort of serves a purpose, I guess. Yeah.
But how does that logic apply then for the other commissioners for the west facade?
west facade.
I think I'm still wrapping my head around what is all an existing opening versus not. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but all the new windows on the west facade facing the street, are those existing openings as
No.
well? So none of those are existing as well, right?
Oh, yeah, so that we tackled then,
So
yeah,
that's a whole nother
that's a whole other.
discussion, right? And are there any lintels that indicate where former windows would have been?
If you go to the interior photo, I believe there, I mean, it's been stuccoed over. I believe there were little window openings, and I couldn't tell you if all that stucco's removed, if that's accurate or not, because you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
remind me when the brick building in front was built? Do you know?
I think the front one is 1951. I'll scroll to Sanborn. It might include a date right on there.
Is a little bit more.
Or it appears on the 1951. Is there a date? Yeah, I see a date. Okay. Here's the date, the Sanborn list.
1951.
Yes. It's
Yep.
it's kind of run check with some of the other stuff, but there it is.
Is there a date there?
Yeah, 1951 is what it
51.
says.
Okay. This is such an improvement then. What was already there.
But can we see what the existing facade looks like for a second?
That bottom right, the best image, I think, that we
Mhm.
have.
Right.
And Jackie, we don't have any historic images that show maybe some of the original conditions of what that
So
facade may have
I'm
been?
trying to think, because I feel like I've encountered something for this property before. I could do a quick check on the library site just to see, but other than that, I'm not sure if we do.
Yeah, so the only hangup I'm really having right now, because this is a drastic improvement, but just making sure that we're honoring what was there previously. And I think the design is great. I'm just having a hard time completely following the full archaeology of the building. And I know you're saying some of this, it's been covered up. It's hard to tell. But I'm just wondering how exhaustive some of that investigation has been into that piece of history to understand how that facade would have been in a previous era. So once you start this demo, are you going to find anything underneath that maybe indicates how that facade was previously? Or have you exhaustively already looked to see what you can find out? And maybe you already feel like you've done that
Maybe.
study.
The only,
Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, there it is. We don't have to speculate anymore.
Which is yet another generation.
2 windows and a door, looks like.
Yeah,
I can pull up the date. If I look up this.
see, that looks pretty 50s.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I remember it well.
And I think probably that one interior photo we showed you like I mentioned, is probably that one window where.
Yeah, that does seem to match, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The 2 windows and the door.
The,
Yeah, so there was an opening, at least on that side. But the front is very different.
yeah, it's,
Whether we look at that or even the current front facade, it's quite different.
So picture 3 on that fourplex that you just had, Jackie,
Yeah.
is after the thing you just found, the picture you just found?
Yeah, that's present day.
They've already field day with what
Yeah,
was there
it's gone.
before.
That looks like a 1970s stuff.
Yeah, right.
Board up, everything.
They just covered right over with the stucco over those windows.
And they
this-
added the brick piers and that detailing, I think.
In the two-tone
Yeah.
brick versus stucco.
The question is, do we consider the image on the bottom right of any historic significance of the building?
Do we know when it happened?
That's hard to say. The image, the library image, I think is around 1970. Looking at the MLS card. So you can block it in from, this would have to have been after that point.
You're right on the cusp, right? We're looking at 50-year.
Yeah, and then city, of course, you can consider 40 years of age or older.
It is in a historic district.
The look of the fifties building is much nicer.
Great.
It's a nice proportion to it.
You mean instead of the seventies building?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The 1950s.
Yeah,
I mean,
Right.
it looks very fifties.
and it could look well with the current design.
And it does look like, can you make this one big here?
Sure. Yeah. Get that right. Okay.
Is that another opening over there too?
Yeah,
Looks like it.
Yeah.
yeah. Is that a brick, is that brick across the top?
It looks like brick.
The frieze?
Mm-hmm.
It needs a bar to be fine.
Could even be a tile, but it looks like it's a
brick.
brick.
Okay,
It's just different colors.
different color, right?
Well, where I'm kind of going with all this is that this seems like a precedent image in terms of showing us what was there previously. I kind of tend to believe what we're seeing today isn't really contributing much, and maybe even arrow-wise, or architecturally, the elements, you know. So I am just curious from the applicant's perspective, though, had you had access to this image previously, or is this all new info, the 50s?
No.
That's all new.
Mhm.
Would you guys consider or entertaining how that might influence the design?
Well, tell me what you want to do. I mean, we'll do what you want. We have to do this to improve the customer experience.
Right.
If you think that's a more historic, better look than what we presented, then that's what we'll have to do.
I don't think we'd say better, I think we'd say historic.
I mean, when we came to the preliminary meeting,
Mhm.
the idea was this really fit, it looked right, appropriate, and you had comments, we responded to them, and this is totally new. So if now that's the direction we have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, it's sort of more sort of picking up some cues from the original building, you know, so the two don't break, or maybe the openings instead of three large openings, if it's a series of sort of narrower vertical openings, that would be, in my mind, closer to what it used to be. So there's some correlationship between the 50s that obviously it can't be the same because it's not going to be the same customer experience. It's not got the same degree of light as you're proposing. But I think some cues from the 50s building would be nice, just to sort of tie it back, I guess, because the 70s, I'm assuming the stuff was from the 70s, sort of totally got rid of that. So
What would the staff do differently?
I think I haven't looked at this long enough, but some of what Commissioner Barat was just saying, I think is a good track of you're honoring what the applicant is proposing, but with the information that we have for the historic, just making sure that we're following code of acknowledging what was there without having to, force it to go back, because it has been, looks like it's been altered quite some. And I think that having been altered does give you a little bit more leeway. Since that photo was probably, 1970 or right about there, the alterations, like Commissioner brought, I agree, would probably have been undertaken over the 1970s, which could potentially still be considered historic, but it's not the original building. So I think that gives more leeway for commission discussion and consideration of the applicant's proposal.
Thing I'd add is that there's a door there and steps, and reasoning to putting the door in the south along with having the drop-off areas, I'd have to do a ramp, a significant ramp.
Mm-hmm.
That's full plus probably 4 feet in grade change. And the front appearance to be similar to, we matched the wrought iron fence and piers that are contiguous to the north to us. So to try to, I mean, if you want me to do punch out windows, but I don't know. We wanted to keep it very Buddhistic, very simple, in more of that type of tradition of what that building is used for today.
I'll be direct. I understand, at the business meeting, the feedback we gave, typically at the business meeting, it's fairly quick, reviewing things quickly. This is supposed to be a little more exhaustive. I don't think at that business meeting, I understood that there were existing openings on this west facade. And the only thing that's giving me pause right now is now that we know about those openings, one of the big things we always talk about on this commission is making sure we preserve as much of that original look. So in other words, when you go to demo this, those openings will just be disregarded, right? And we'll pretend as though they never existed, and we'll have all new lintels. So that's the thing. And I think it's a unique case, so I'm not necessarily in one camp or another. I just want to at least have a discussion about what's appropriate for the building.
Understand.
Yeah.
I need some direction as you vote as to which way to go. In honesty, we'll do whatever's appropriate. The main thing for this business to continue to the fifth generation is to really, it's very congested on Wall Street, and this is an opportunity to make everything function better. So
Sure.
So in the side facade, I'm hearing the group giving you the freedom to create new openings, right, on the driveway side. So I think that's good. So if that freedom is being given, maybe on the front facade, since you're open to it, we go back and look at what the 70s photos telling us, and we would ask for you to propose something that pays homage to that.
Yeah.
Because we can design for you, but that would be our intent. If you're asking us what would you like, I'm hearing, we would like to pay homage to that.
my response to that would be, I can't do a door. If you want punch out windows of that
Yeah,
proportion.
you don't have to replicate it as is, but is there anything else? Like if there are just windows, the proportion of the windows, or,
Yeah, the windows are so small though. If he just does those two windows, I mean, that's gonna be pretty odd.
Yeah.
Pull up the current one again, if you would.
This,
Yeah, that one. I mean,
has a door.
yeah, it has a door. It has sort of a, I guess you could say it has a rhythm of three.
Three.
Of three. I mean, that's not much of a correspondence thing to say, well, there were three pieces of stucco, now we got three windows. It's kind of something to.
Looks like there were
figure
three
out.
windows and a door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to have timbers above it. That's the strangest configuration I've seen in a long time,
Looks like a house.
ever, yeah. With,
I mean, if we were to
architect-
compare to this, then of course what you're proposing is much better.
Yeah.
What's being proposed is more 50-ish
Yeah.
in feel.
Sure.
and in flavor than this. I don't know, would you feel better if they did the little banding of the brick at the top?
I was wondering about
And
that.
that would be some type of a nod to, this is what was here, okay, the openings got changed, but at least we haven't totally forgotten about the original building.
I think the banding on the top and then maybe going from stone lintels to a soldier post might sort of bring it closer, because it looks like the original windows didn't have a stone lintel. So that would be a way of sort of, doing what you're proposing, but having some nod back to what the building used to be. And those might not be bad details to add, but once more, that's just my thoughts.
So would the band then be the wraparound, because it's on actually three facades, right? The front, the side, and then on the top.
I'm not as concerned about the top. I think the
Okay.
front is what's really visible.
Yeah, I don't think you really see the top.
No, and it's already stuccoed over, so that would be, you'd be forcing the brick back onto the stucco there, so.
Yeah.
So with the front and the side though?
Yeah. Would that work for you?
You need to tell me again, because
I-
I've hearing
I-
aids, and you're echoing a lot.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think where the commission's talking about is maybe if he did some type of a nod to the original building and see where the darker band of brick
Yes.
is?
Yes.
And maybe you do it darker, maybe do it lighter, but that you pick up that motif on the building. When you take off all that fakey half timber stuff,
No,
and then instead of the big white stone lintels, maybe those become soldier courses to match what was in the original. And that way, it wouldn't be the building really recreated, but it would be it would have more of the look of the original building, and so there'd be some
Yeah,
acknowledgement.
yeah, that's fine. And I guess my first question, so we can resolve, I mean, we went to the reddish orange brick to match the brewery district in the building, because that's what's around.
Yeah.
Would the main body of the building be better to match with that red brick of the surrounding and then do a lighter color brick in that band? Or reverse?
I think that would, for me, that would work.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really make that much difference if it's light or dark,
But
but it would sort of acknowledge, so that when, people look back historically, they've seen that you've
okay,
done some type of a nod to it, and then, and I understand your point of with the handicapped accessibility, that would be a nightmare to get up. That'd be like it'd be longer than 40 feet. It'd be long.
these customers, they park the car, they go in, they
Yeah.
go get the
And you wouldn't have
rug and they
stairs
bring it
or
in.
ramp.
You're not gonna,
Yeah, no, I
functionally doesn't work.
Yeah.
get it, but
No, that makes
would-
sense.
would-
Practical.
so is that where we're kind of at?
Yeah, and just to be clear, the band, not just on the front facade, but to wrap it on the side.
I'll add one more thing, just because I thought of this. If you go back to the rendering. So in those three punch-out openings of the four, one thing I thought about doing between the last meetings was in the middle of that opening, if you could go to one wider mullion, and that would make it appear like two windows in that big opening. I mean, that changes the scale a little bit, but it would feel more like the windows along the south side if I did that. This,
How do the commissioners feel about
I
that?
do like that because I think it brings it back to the.
it breaks the scale.
It makes the windows more slender visually.
Yeah.
So that's more similar to the 1950s picture. So I actually like that. That's
There's a
good
central
straight.
focus.
Okay. Okay, is someone ready to put this into a motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd like you to take a look at your design and in light of the discovery, I'm going to say, of the 1950s version, I think we're at.
1970s photo.
Of possibly the 1950s.
70s photo of what we think is the 50s version. How's that? We'd like you to take elements consider taking elements from the 50s version and influencing your new version, right? And we specifically would like you to consider the horizontal element up at the top be represented in some way on the front facade as well as the south facade. No, as well as the south facade. And instead of the 3-beat large windows, consider more of a central focus and move to a 2-beat focus. And then perhaps the lintels are not quite so strong in contrast and stone, and they turn into a soldier course as well.
Mhm.
I mean, ultimately, we cannot design this for you. I feel the need to say this. It has to be yours, but those are ideas that the commission is offering for you to consider.
Okay, and are we putting it in a proposal so that if we pass that, if staff then
No,
looks
I
at,
think we need to see it again.
you want to see it
Yeah,
again?
I do. Am I the only one?
No, I don't mind.
agree.
seeing it.
Okay,
So
Okay.
that's the motion, that
Well-
you consider that.
So it's a motion.
yeah,
to
that's not
continue.
really a motion, then that's
It's-
advice. We have to do a continuance.
Right. So the motion is to continue with that perspective as part of your thinking.
Okay,
Can I ask one question? What was the decision on the window or the overhead door on the south?
I think there's general acceptance because it's a south facade that we could support where you want to go.
Thank you.
Would ask that when you return, I think you mentioned that some of the colors weren't actually the anticipated final colors. So if the rendering could match the reality of how that is going to be once it's built, that'd be helpful for us as well, just so everything's in alignment.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Is there a second?
I can second, and just to clarify to your motion that the railings are going to become vertical, the railings, for the railings, part of our
Yeah, they're-
motion is
they're-
that you make them vertical, yeah, then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Second.
Good addition. I'm fine with that.
okay. So we are voting on continuing with the suggestions and information provided this evening. Any other further discussion on the continuing? If not, I'll call the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, the item is continued.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So we are up to item number 865 Bryden Road. Is there anyone here this evening for that? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Would you raise your right hand, please?
Absolutely,
Do you swear to tell the truth in your testimony this evening?
I do.
Please state your name and your association with the project.
I'm Kyle Cochran and I'm the contractor.
Thank you.
Okay, this application for 865 Bryden Road is proposing a request for action for new construction of a garage. This would be a 24 by 26 foot brick garage to replace the original brick garage that was demolished due to fire. Materials include foundation, which would be beige split base block and limestone water table. It would include salvaged brick from the demolished garage with the mortar color to match the home. Dormer siding would be tongue and groove siding painted cloak gray. Windows would be salvaged for light windows and decorative with diamond panes. Main garage door would be Clopay Canyon Ridge Chevron design number 12. A barn door would be placed on the rear yard, which would be custom built. The roofing would be GAF slate line, weathered slate from the approved shingles list with red metal ridge roll. Gutters would be half round and painted gray to match the existing home. Soffits and fascia board would be LP Smart Side material and would be painted cloak gray. The windows, garage doors, and man door will all be painted poetry plum. The lighting would be Hinkley Lighting Forge and it would be 9 inches tall, outdoor coastal elements, wall sconce with 2 over the garage doors and then 2 over the barn door and 1 light over the main door. So we have the commission comments from the conceptual review from the November hearing, but I'll skip over those. And for the February business meeting, the commission had asked the applicant if they were proposing the split face block for the foundation of the garage. And if so, the commission requested the applicant bring in a sample for them to review. The commission mentioned that the previous classic rock face block that the applicant proposed would be more appropriate to use. The commission asked the applicant to clarify the drawing for landscaping if there will be additional plantings. The commission stated that sheet number 4 does not reflect the current section. The commission asked if there will be a walkway included from the garage to the house as well, if there will be an apron and what material the apron will be. The commission asked if there will be a tree needed to be removed since the garage is planned to be enlarged. And then I have notes here that the applicant's not yet submitted additional information requested by the commission from Building and Zoning Services. And so the staff recommendation is to recommend continuing application COA 260062 at 865 Bryden Road in the Bryden Road Historic District to allow the applicant time to discuss with Building and Zoning and provide that feedback to the commission for future review. The basis for the staff recommendation is the City Code 316.12 standards for new construction and the guidelines regarding garages and outbuildings. Thank you.
Want to add?
Well, starting with the zoning, so I met with them in person and they said, so on the site plan that we keep pulling for this, it kind of shows the existing garage goes up against the property line. But after meeting with the zoning department, what they have on file shows that the existing garage sat about 4.5 feet off of the property line, which exceeds their 3-foot minimum. So it wouldn't require any sort of zoning variances.
Okay.
Oh, and then the split face block. So the classic rock face was the client's original intent, but after proceeding and getting her insurance money and pricing things out, that kind of wasn't feasible price point wise. The classic rock face was substantially more for the foundation cost wise.
So the proposal is the split face block at
Yes.
this point.
And Jackie, I recollect from the business meeting, there was a lot of discussion about the site plan. And I think there was some discussion about where are we going to be removing any trees?
Yeah, I provided some additional photos that show kind of like an aerial view. So there's only that one, I think, right in the middle. Yeah, that one right there. So there's just that one small tree, like the top left. That's the only one that needs to come out, and it needs to come out regardless because it was severely damaged by the fire. Like you can see the top half and face of it is charred pretty well. I don't know if it was in this photo, if that was after the fire or not. There is one photo that I submitted that shows that area post-fire. Guess maybe we're just too far away. But yeah, that's the only tree that would have to get removed to accommodate the new garage.
And is there other changes to the landscape that you'll be doing as part of this project?
No, so essentially what we're gonna do is just cut the bluestone to accommodate the new foundation wherever it needs to go. So the entire backyard's gonna stay essentially exactly the same. Minus we're gonna encroach into the bluestone about 3 feet.
Have we ever approved split face in historical districts? I'm trying to recall whether,
Typically not. It's been like rusticated block, which have like the mold. But I don't know if I recall the split face.
yeah, I can't recall any either. Oftentimes we've suggested, I know on other projects, in lieu of the split face, it just go with a regular cinder block. Which,
Cause she's trying to achieve, cause the foundation on the house has a relatively like abrasive limestone to it or sandstone or something like that. And so that's where we had selected that split face to be as close of a complement as possible.
how would the commission feel if they did just regular CMUs and did a stucco? Would that be a possibility?
Oh yeah, that's absolutely a possibility. She was trying to, I like that idea. Actually, I hadn't thought about that. But our goal was to try and keep from having to do some sort of stone veneer to it as
Mhm.
additional cost, because at that point we might as well do, you know, the classic block face cost wise, but with doing just a stucco, if, you know, other members are open to that, we are absolutely open to that.
I mean, that might be more, because the split face looks so kind of suburban. I mean, it looks like it's so, in the last 20 years, probably, kind of this is a split face. Whereas, so what we've recommended in the past is to just go with regular CMU, but if they wanted to dress it up a little bit and put a little stucco on top, that wouldn't have been out of line for the period.
I think that's a good option. I think the other option is if you flip back to the original photo of the garage before it burned down. One thing I noticed is that it actually has brick all the way down to the ground.
Mhm.
And so another possibility could be just do a brick water table with a roll lock. You know, because I sort of get that it's nice to have a base in the building, whereas that one just sort of goes straight to without a base.
So the reason we didn't go that route is because we're working with a limited amount of brick. Since that garage, the existing garage
Okay.
was slightly smaller and some of it was damaged prior, you know, some of it just kind of fell apart
And this is
anyway.
clean brick.
Yeah, so we tried to design it to accommodate the volume of brick that we had from salvaging.
That's a valid reason. Then the stucco, I think, is definitely.
Yeah.
One of the benefits with the stucco too is that you said in the existing house, there is like a banding with maybe a sandstone or
Mhm.
something like that. You have all sorts of color options with the stucco.
Yeah.
That you could be able to color match.
Yeah, we could absolutely color match that.
Mhm. Yeah,
I like that idea.
okay.
I have one other thing that, and you guys tell me if this is any concern for you, but if you go back to the site plan, I'm just getting a little bit hung up. Seem to be the commissioner getting hung up on things tonight, so sorry about that, but so this isn't showing the actual size of the garage,
Okay.
and this isn't showing, from what I can tell, it's not showing any of the actual landscape, any of the patio. I don't know if it's really showing apron or the connections, and I feel like this is a little bit ambiguous in terms of how it actually works in the context. Others can convince me, maybe I'm off my rocker, but
No, it's
I-
always good to have a site plan that's accurate, so it's a good catch. I mean, that's,
yeah, so is there another site plan that you have that's more blown up, or is this the only one that's just a zoomed out version?
That's the only one that we have, because typically when we deal with zoning or building department, they want to see like the entirety of it. So we don't focus per se on a more zoomed in option,
Okay.
but I can.
He's not really well, he's taking that one tree out, but other than that.
We didn't, yeah, I
It's
guess.
not like a rework, like sidewalks and stuff, because he's cutting right into the bluestone.
Yeah,
Is
I mean,
that
I can be
separate?
convinced there's just a lack of specificity. Like, there's nothing on here that says tree to be removed. I would like that at least, or
Yeah.
I don't know what you might have other things that you're planning that we just don't see. That's the only thing, or maybe you don't.
No, like that's where
Yeah.
we kind of left it that way, is because like literally all I'm supposed to be doing is just constructing that garage for her. Like I'm not supposed to be doing any site work other than removing that tree, since we have to construct that new garage
Yeah.
and cut the bluestone. But past that, like we're not touching the site at all.
yeah. So if you can just document that,
Mhm.
that, and we don't have to see it, you could just give it to staff and
Mm-hmm.
that should be okay.
Okay,
Does that?
we'll
Yeah,
make
I
that,
could get there.
okay. We'll make that a condition of the approval, that staff accepts the.
More specified site plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you could always do commission subcommittee too, depending on what you feel more comfortable with.
You want to be a subcommittee?
I'm happy to look at it if
Okay,
you'd like.
I
Yeah.
bet Matt would come with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, volunteer Matt.
Do we have a backup just in case? I mean, I'm sure Matt will be fine being on the subcommittee, but since he's not here,
Yeah.
anyone in addition to Commissioner Fort?
Sure, I can look at it.
Okay, thanks.
Does that add some sort of timeline to the like approval per se?
Yes, so once, so when the approval goes through, we'll need that updated site plan to be submitted. And so for commission subcommittee, you don't have to come back to a meeting per se, you just email or submit the updated site plan. Staff will email it to the commissioners on the subcommittee. They'll take a look, they have a week to review, and they can say that and look at it faster if they can. And then once they get that feedback, we'll forward that to you, whether it's, if it's good to go, then we'll issue the COA, or if they have additional feedback, we'll send the feedback to you.
And it looks like it's close enough that you can do the final approval. So we can make it staff approval.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it looks good, then we can just issue the COA.
I'll get it to you guys early next week.
And
Okay.
Do we need to, I don't remember, do we need to amend the application to show the new lower courses?
Yeah,
and the Materials?
yeah,
Work with
that has
staff,
to be
right?
submitted.
Yeah, I just make sure it's on the record.
Sure.
Oh, to have the applicant officially say they're okay with the amendment. I think it's a good idea.
It just changed the verbiage, because essentially on there, it's just like a beige foundation. So just change the verbiage on there to
Say what
state
it
that
was.
it's.
Yeah, you can make that a condition of the motion.
I think it should be.
Sure.
Okay, you want to make the motion?
I can do it.
He's on.
Okay,
I can do it. I got it.
okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve COA 2600062 Bryden Road with the following conditions. The applicant works with staff to provide updated drawings to show the stucco banding along with the product specification and color. Also like to move this forward with the subcommittee so that we have the opportunity to look at an updated site plan with the requested amendments, specifically showing anything that's affected in the existing area, including the tree that we talked about that's going to be demolished.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Can we just once again confirm the subcommittee members?
Oh, and subcommittee members are going to be myself and
Mega.
Commissioner Mega,
And then potentially Matt Leisure. It sounds
potentially
like
Matt.
it. If he's okay with it.
If he accepts. Okay, any further discussion? Okay, call the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The motion passes unanimously.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll get that stuff to you guys as fast as I can.
Oh,
Perfect.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's gonna be a really good looking garage.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
I'm
come a long
happy
way.
after the first meeting we had that we kind of toned back some of the frills that she
Yeah.
wanted, like the giant cupola.
You're right.
before.
It looks
Just a
great.
Small finial now.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good addition to the neighborhood.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, what project are you here for?
Town Street.
I don't see.
And did you all receive like an email notification that you were on this agenda?
I spoke with, sent something in, said they would put us on the meeting on the 19th.
You know who you talked to?
Was it Morgan?
What's that?
Morgan, maybe?
I think so.
Okay, because we don't have you on the agenda for this evening, and I'm just wondering if it was this agenda or, you know.
Yeah. Special documents you submitted earlier. Downtown as well as the previous approval. It was old business.
Old business.
And that's for Historic Resource Commission or different?
Or Resource Commission, yes.
And, okay, so old business, and so you didn't attend like the business meeting or anything? Because we typically have a business meeting 2 weeks prior. What I'll say is we don't have the application materials today this for the commission to be able to review. So we'll follow up and
Let's see. Thank you. Reason I apologize for not including this email in the response. Until Thursday, 12 in the morning, submit the additional under old business on the February 19th agenda.
yeah, I apologize. We do not have the application on the agenda for this evening, so we don't have the materials to be able to review. We'll follow up and we'll probably put it on the very next agenda. And under old business, it sounds like. As there is a business meeting, I think 2 weeks from today, that the commission could potentially look at, and if there's a quorum and everything looks good to go, I'm just guessing from the sound of the old business, the commission can potentially move something to staff approval. So that might be the way that shakes out, but I just don't have knowledge of the application.
Staff level previously, right? Yeah, so we had well, let me describe it with my hands. It's a generator installed with a full wraparound fence, and we just, in the process of doing it, we had to put a CMU wall, a short CMU wall between us and the neighboring fence to protect from
Okay.
the generator tank.
I remember the project,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
It sounds like something that we could move to staff approval at the business meeting.
yeah, and they
2 weeks.
they said because it was CMU, they had to send it up to the commission.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's not on the agenda, so we can't,
Okay.
I can't do anything about it, but we can,
Mhm.
we can look at it at the business meeting. I realize that's 2 weeks and that's not what you want to hear, but what if it's not on the agenda? I can't legally do anything.
Yeah, the only problem is it's holding up. This is an important piece of equipment. We can't get final approval on because it's held up here.
Is it already?
Every day is a big,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
talking about a big piece
Yeah.
of equipment, big company.
All right. Is there any way that it could be just,
Stuff.
that it can be staff approved? Does it have to go to the commission?
We'll have to look at it. I know we can't do it tonight because we have to have public notice and such for to be on the agenda and also the commission be able to review the materials. But yeah, I'll have to look up further into it.
Would it have, would it have to come to the full commission, or is that something that?
We could always reach out to the chair just to double check.
But worst case, not a whole month, but it can come to the business meeting agenda, which is in
yes.
a couple weeks,
Right.
and we can approve it then. Or staff approve it, and it should be, you don't have to wait for a month if it's as straightforward as we think it is.
Or there may be a slight possibility that can end up being.
Yeah, we can check with Chair McCabe and see, get his opinion.
Yeah, that would be complicated. You don't want to be talking
Yeah.
about that.
Nothing to look at this from a historic standpoint. And
No, it's just protocol. We just have to follow protocol, especially the public agenda part of it. That's it. There's nothing else.
Did you guys already install the CMU or you're requesting to install? the CMU?
Request to install.
Gotcha.
Everything else is installed.
Yeah.
It was a less than.
But this-
Fire department's requesting it.
Yeah.
After the fact, they're holding up our fuel storage permit, which prevents us from, it's a data center that happens to live in a historic district, which is the worst possible place for it to live.
Right.
So if we're trying to install this generator and repower this data center, we can't do the cutover between the AP feed and the city of Columbus feed until the generator's up and running. We can get it.
Where's the location?
423 East Town.
Yeah, I remember the project. It's pretty discreet back there. Yeah.
It's kind of a wood fence, fully screened and all that. So.
Yeah,
That's one is there, sounds like there was potential that it could get moved up and looked at and not wait for 2 weeks. Is that not?
that's what they're gonna try. They're gonna
Yeah.
do whatever they can do. We
The 2
can't
weeks is the
legally,
worst.
but we can't legally vote on it tonight.
Okay.
I wish we could,
Understood.
because, I mean,
We kind of wonder why we waited until last. We thought this might be the first one.
yeah, I was trying to figure out.
Old business usually would be last, but,
Speaking of which, nobody has come for 159 West
right.
Jeffrey Place. Do you want to just continue that then?
Yes, please.
Make a motion to continue.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion made and seconded to continue. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Okay, the motion is continued. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, means adjourned at
Sorry.
at 5:30 or 5:20.